guys. Alright, so today I'm actually going to switch it up a little bit. I just finished the Walking Dead game last night on the Xbox 360, and I have to do a review because that game was so ridiculous that if this review can even get one person to play it that wasn't going to play it prior to hearing this, then it's done its job. Alright, so, The Walking Dead. It originally came out last year in 2012, the beginning of the year, and it's episodic. There's 5 different episodes that came out throughout the year. It's available on both Xbox Live as a download, PlayStation Network as a download. You can get it on Steam, you can get it on iOS platforms, and you can also now buy a disc-based version for those people that do not have internet for the Xbox and the PS3. The disc-based version costs $30. The downloads, actually episode 1 called No Hope Left, is free. So if you want to even try it out, which I promise you'll keep playing, episode 1 is free. And then 2 through 5 are $5 a piece, so they're now down to, it's $20 to download it. Like I said, it's episodic, so it is about 2 to 3 hours per episode. So, you know, do the math, 10 to 15 hours long total. The thing about this game that people have to understand before they start playing it, now, it is rated M for mature. I don't know if it actually says it anywhere on here, but it is M for mature. It is very bloody, gory, lots of colorful language. So if you're a parent, you know, and you're good with your kids playing that stuff, cool. If you're a kid, you know, you might want to check with your parents. I know that the video game industry has blown so far beyond ESRB ratings and kids play whatever they want now, but this is very, very mature rated, so kind of understand that before you play. Hold on a sec. Pyperh, knock it off. I'm kidding. Alrighty, so, very mature rated. Got it. Alright, second, if you are a shooter buff, your Call of Duty, your Battlefield, you don't give a shit about story, this is not a game for you. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, that's if you play Call of Duty, you don't care about story. But if that's all you do, and that's all you care about, this whole game is a cutscene. You can't skip through it. This whole interactive experience is there for the story. There are very few, there are instances where you get to shoot zombies, but it is far and few between. When you do get to, it's very clumsy. It's not meant to be accurate. It's meant to be a person trying to kill a zombie in a very frightful situation. So that's not what it's meant for. This is literally like playing a movie. And I have heard people tell me with Uncharted, with Heavy Rain, those type of games, you know, oh my god, it's like playing a movie. It's like playing a movie. Which, Heavy Rain was actually pretty close. I liked Heavy Rain a lot. But I've never, ever played a game like The Walking Dead. This is by far the most interactive, story-driven game. It's literally like a movie. My fiance and I sat here and watched it, and I played it, he watched it, and he was good watching it because it was just so enthralling even if you weren't playing it. Now, the game itself is based on the decisions that you make, and you have very difficult decisions to make starting out from the very beginning. Each episode has multiple very tough decisions. There's things like, and I'm going to try my hardest through this not to give you any kind of spoilers, because there are so many frickin' twists and turns throughout the whole thing that it's just crazy. But, you know, there are... Pyperh, don't touch that. If my camera falls, I'm going to be super mad. There are certain instances where you have two people that you may have been with for episodes that you've grown very fond of, that there comes a situation where you have to pick which one to save. And you don't know in that instance if you save this person if they're both going to live, or if the person that you choose to save, the other person is literally going to die. Telltale Games, which are the developers, Telltale Games is very, very good at making this game practical. They don't have your knight in shining armor. They don't have your superhero lead character. You play as Lee. He is a normal man. He is coming into this as a convicted felon for things that you kind of find out, but his background is kind of foggy. And he has to make tough decisions. He has to, there's people that aren't going to like you. There's people that are going to love you. There's people that you're going to end up hurting. You know, you are not this character that most games make out to be that's invincible. Nobody in this game is invincible. Everybody has a chance to die. And that is what is so crazy, is you'll play through this and you could be attached to somebody. If you've ever watched the show, you already understand how this series works. You could be attached to somebody for seasons and then poof, they get eaten by a zombie and you're like, what the fuck just happened? It has nothing to do with pissing off the player or making someone upset. It has to do with the story. If somebody has to die to keep the story going, that's what they're going to do. So just keep that in mind when you're playing. It is, there was actually 2 episodes that I cried. I full out bawled. Kevin was almost in tears on the very end at the last episode. And at all different points in between, I had my mouth dropped, just like, holy shit, just in complete awe at what happened. It is, when I finished it last night, it was a very bittersweet moment. I was happy that I had figured out what happened, but I was very upset that it was over. And the replayability is insane. I mean, you go through it and there are, every couple minutes when you make a decision, you're like, I wonder what would have happened if I would have done it the other way. Because it's not like you look at these decisions and you're like, well, let me sit and think about this for 10 minutes. They give you like a 5, maybe 10-second window. Very, very short window where there's a time bar that goes down. And you have to make a decision in that time frame. So it's very stressful. You get a lot of anxiety. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. This game is just like, it's awesome. Another point about gameplay. Another thing that I really, really like, there's most games out there that you play, you have complete control over your character, to which you are, you're searching around, you're trying to figure out where to go. This game is very good at, like I said, being very story-driven. There is not one instance I can think of in which you're trying to search where to go. They put you, if you're here and you need to be in that building across town, you'll start walking and then there'll be a loading screen and they will take you there. Unless there's some big event in between that you have to see, they will take you to wherever you need to be and then let you figure out what it is. You control your character with your left analog stick, which is Lee. You are the main character through the whole game, Lee. And then your right analog stick is your cursor, in which you get to search different interactive objects and objects of interest. So you may get to, if you put your cursor over this bookshelf, you may have a hand where you can grab a book off. There may be, a little eye where you just get to look at it and kind of make a comment. If there's a zombie coming, there may be, your cursor and you put it on the zombie, and there may be, if you have a gun on you, you can shoot them. If you have a shank on them, you can stick it in their eyeball so that you don't make a lot of noise. They give you different options, and whatever you do affects the story from there on out. And they don't just, it's not just from episode to episode. Like in episode 5, they're still referencing something that you did in episode 1. So it continues on through the story. Now, there are different characters. I can't remember how many. There's maybe 10 people, maybe more, that you meet along the way. Probably 10 to 15 different characters. And the two that are your main characters are Lee, which is your main dude that you are in control of, and Clementine, who is an 8-year-old girl that you come in contact with at the very beginning of the story. She's searching for her parents in Savannah, Georgia. And, so you're taking her with you through the whole story to try to help her find her parents. You get so emotionally attached to these two characters, to everybody, but to these two characters, that it is just absolutely insane. I could sit here and talk for hours about this game, but I'm going to leave it at that. Go download it. Even if you download the first episode and play through it, I promise, you are going to be hooked. You're going to want to see what happens. Even if you're not a gamer, the story is just absolutely phenomenal. The second season will be out this year. I don't know when this year, but Telltale Games promises it's going to be out this year. So play through episode 1 through 5 so that you can play through episode 6 through 10. I promise you won't be disappointed. I promise. If I could find anybody that's not a douche that actually says they don't like this game, they played through the whole thing and they didn't like it, I will be shocked. Completely shocked, because it can't happen. This game is just, it is, in the words of Lee Everett, when they were doing an interview, it's not actually Lee, it's the guy that actually plays the main character. This is a game changer, and it is. It is the first game I have ever played that is anything like this, and I'm going to stop myself there because I'm going to continue to just repeat myself on how awesome this game is. So, go check it out. I hope you guys have a great day. Play some Walking Dead. I'll see you later. Bye.